Imagine with me for a moment that you are a single African American mother with a child that is only a few months old. Okay, now that you have that in your mind, imagine that you are getting dressed on a Sunday, Thursday afternoon in a long black dress. And you look into the mirror and you have red eyes from crying all night long. A small tear starts to roll down your face. What causes you to be like this? Let's go back to about a month ago, when your fiance and your brother are walking down the street. They're just walking through a neighborhood, and one of the residents in said neighborhood, they don't like your fiance and your brother for the color of their skin and decided to call the police. They decided to falsify what they tell the police and say that they have firearms and that they're terrorizing the neighborhood. Well, a few minutes go by and your fiance and brother are still walking. But as they go to leave this neighborhood, they notice that every entrance, every exit is blocked by armed police officers. They're in shock and amazement, wondering what happened, knowing that they have done nothing wrong. They continue walking and are even more surprised when a police officer starts shouting at them to get down on the ground. Shocked, one of the men, the brother, begins to shout back, "What's going on?" His only response is, "Get down on the ground," from one of the police officers. As they were about to throw their hands up and just give up, they don't get a chance. As they start to throw their hands up, it's misread. The only thing they get next is a greeting from a barrage of bullets. They aren't arrested, they aren't warned. Both of them are just shot to the ground. The shock that went through their body as they started falling to the ground, knowing that they had done nothing wrong. The fiancé was pronounced dead upon arrival. The brother, he fell into a coma and still hasn't woken up. Fast forward about a month later, we have the night before the fiance's funeral. And you, the single African American mother, now with their few-month-old child, is just finally gaining the courage to go through her fiance's things. And in a little Bible, you find this letter, and you decide to read it. It starts off by saying, "If you are reading this, you are one of the few that actually care. Dear anyone, I had a dream." Yeah, I know it's a bit cliche, but I really had a dream. I dreamed that one day that we would all be free and equal. This is where this dream seems to stop, though. It doesn't matter where you look. Nowadays, you always seem to see some sort of hate crime or hate speech pointing towards some sort of group. From a journalist trying to rally a KKK rally to a leader abusing his power to suppress a whole nationality. It's all the same. Living in a nation where they say on the regular, with liberty and justice for all, you would expect a general sense of equality. You would especially expect this sense without equality. There is no liberty. And there is no freedom. Well, it seems that each time they utter this phrase, that someone seems to have their fingers crossed behind their back. Because at the end of the day, equality is the last thing on their mind. So many people forget the fact that no matter who they are or what they are at the end of the day, everyone is still human. This is sad. It really is. But we all forget that the only people that we can actually change is us. If we could change everyone else, it'd be a lot better. But it would never be the same. Changing everything and everyone else, it wouldn't help. They wouldn't be them anymore. They would just be a reflection of you. We all forget one of our most powerful things, our words. They can affect someone in a positive way, they can affect someone in a negative way. For this reason, we need to think before we speak. But don't be afraid to speak against something you like or something that you're completely against. This is where the whole, if you see something, say something comes into play. Especially when I'm talking about it. But one of the things this also covers is bullying. And more specifically, abuse. It's a very real thing. It affects hundreds of thousands of people every day. And it affects millions of people every year. How does abuse and equality tie into each other? Thanks for asking. Well, most abuse is caused by someone who feels down about themselves. They feel they deserve something else from their partner or significant other. And this is where that tie comes from. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you're a wealthy family or you're a family not doing so good. You're both equals in that relationship. Let's go even further down this rabbit hole. There's more than relational abuse. In fact, another very unfortunately common abuse is child abuse. While yes, they are your child and supposed to be submissive, they're still just as much human as you and me. Don't get me wrong, I do believe in just punishment for wrong deeds. But I do not believe it should go beyond that. What do I mean by this? Again, glad you asked. Simply put, I believe that punishment should be fit for the crime, and not every misaction deserves the same punishment. This is for the simple fact that if they never learn the reason why what they did was wrong, it'll never be corrected. Examples of this can be shown to us through the justice system. For instance, you don't get the same punishment for speeding as you do for first-degree murder. This should be an example for parents to handle their children. I'm not here to give you a parenting lesson, though. I'm here to tell you that overabuse is power, no matter whether it's adult to adult, a child to an adult, a child to a child. It's still a breach of the standards of equality. This dream I had, it seems to be going further and further away from equality now. And that just seems to be the sad truth. This isn't just in the United States either. In fact, this is a worldwide epidemic that affects more people than any disease known to man. So I propose today that if you and I can make a difference in the world, the question is, are you willing to stand up and be that person? Let me tell you, this next step is not going to be easy. In fact, you are going to have to stand your ground and not give up an inch. You're going to have the whole world pushing against you and telling you that what you're doing is wrong. But you're going to have to stand and fight. This is possibly going to be the hardest thing you will ever do in your life. But in the end, you'll lay on your deathbed and say, I had a dream. The choice is now in your hands. You can either accept and help change the world, or continue to live as part of the informed group that stands by and does nothing, while the world around you crumbles. Choose wisely. Sincerely, Anonymous. Fast forward to the day, that sunny Thursday day, where we began this story. You're looking in the mirror and you pick up this letter as a tear finally drips off your chin and onto the letter. A few hours later, you're standing at a podium in an older church looking over a large number of people that came to honor your fiance's life. You scan the crowd, trying to keep your composure as much as possible. But then you look at the front row and see your mother holding your child, and tears starts to roll down your face. You look at the ring on your finger and think what was going to happen in this church in just a few weeks. You pull the letter out of your dress's pocket and begin to speak in a broken voice. You tell the crowd what a good man your fiance was, and then you hold up the letter and explain where it came from, and proceeded to read it out loud to the crowd. When you finish, you say, I am now passing the challenge on to you. Then you take your leave from the podium and go sit with your child in your arms for the remainder of the funeral service. Before the graveside, you put the original letter on his chest and kiss his forehead and say your final goodbye. Hey guys. Yeah, this has been a very different video from what I usually do, but I just wanted to show you guys how truly important it is to really watch what you say, because just one phone call can end someone's life. No matter whether you're white, black, it doesn't matter the color of your skin or your sex or anything. Anything can end up hurting. And even this was an extreme story, anything can be that little pushing over the edge. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out and have a great day.
Okay.